What's up, everyone? Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Simon Chan, and welcome to the first Ask Me Anything. I don't know if this is all working, and I think we're live right now, but I'm here to serve you for the next 30 minutes or whatever. You have any questions, you can comment them, and I'll answer any question you want, was business related or personal related, anything you want to ask. Okay, anyway, I'm here, and if I don't get your comments, like I said, it's always the first time. Every master was a disaster. There may be some technical issues here. I apologize if that happens, but hopefully there is not, and we are good. So let me see if we are here. So if you have a question, drop it in, and I will answer your questions. Okay. So and for some reason I don't see it live on my Facebook. We will hopefully it works. Hey, good to see you. So to ask me anything. This is whatever question you want to ask, you can ask me. All right. And I think this is I'm definitely live here on my personal page. And like I said, you know what? I think I just want to set the example here where like you don't need to be perfect to get started. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. It's the first time I just had an idea, want to try something new, and I'm doing this. Okay, so you have a question. Hey, congrats. Sometimes some of you I can't see your comments, and I apologize for that. I think Joe, that's you. You have 3 appointments. That is awesome. Congrats. So any question you have, you can drop it in. I'll answer your questions. And when did you start ML Nation? Great question, Danny. I started it in 2000. Actually, so what happened was I built a 7-figure business, and then towards the end, people would ask me a lot of questions about about all types of tips. And I was at a point where I was spending more time answering questions and serving them instead of my team. And so I just started to, you know what, had an idea. What about if I charge for coaching, just to be fair to my family and my downlines, so that I wouldn't, just to kind of get, put a barrier, create a boundary. I didn't expect anyone to pay, but people actually paid for coaching. So that's actually when it started in 2011. And then I dabbled in it. I just want to see whether I like it or not. And then the more I did it, I liked it more and more, and realized I had a different purpose. Like my company was an awesome company, but it was really a drop in a small bucket of a huge, billion-dollar profession. So I became full-time. And I actually dabbled I started part-time in 2012. And then in April 2013, became full-time coaching trainer. So it's coming up in 10 years. In 2 months from now, it will be 10 years. And initially it was Simon W. Chan. And then I wanted to be brand myself something different. Started ML Nation, the company, in 2015. So I did 2 years with Simon Chan, and then came out ML Nation. And the idea with the podcast was really, I just had I was on a plane trip to Australia, and actually I had invested in myself in coaching. It was very difficult to be getting coaching. I invested 20 grand in a mastermind. And at that time, I was just relying on my residual income from my network marketing business. But I know I needed some help with coaching in terms of running a training business. And it was at that mastermind, which I didn't have money to pay, because all my income was going to pay my bills, my mortgage, and everything. That's when I got the idea for the podcast. So the first podcast came out in March of 2015, which is coming up in 8 years from now. So that's how ML Nation started. And it's been a blast and a ton of fun since then. How do you keep track of your prospects, David? So how do you keep track of the prospects? There's a great tool I can share with you, contact mapping, that I'm a fan of, and I promote that. But when I first started, I didn't have those apps. I just keep track of it on a spreadsheet and a Google Calendar. On the spreadsheet, I'll have every person's name, and then I use a Google Calendar. So if I talk to you, I'll put it like 2 days later, I'll put it in the calendar to follow up. But now there's a great app I can share with you later, Dave, that'll make it a lot easier. My wife is a great question. I have to appreciate her. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. She's been very, very supportive through the good and the bad and the tough times. She has seen me where I struggled when I first went to Asia, making only that time $200 a month to $500 a month to being a full-time leader to that. So she's seen it. And I just want to, success is not it's never like linear, right? It's always up and down, up and down, up and down through the different seasons of life, especially having 3 boys now, balancing that, still running ML Nation and being a baseball dad. There's definitely challenges, but it's part of life and learning about life. And, you can have an attitude like this is really difficult, or it's just like, this is the blessings, this is what God has given me, and this is how making me a wiser and better human being. All right. So she has handled it really, really well. I love her. I will not be where I am without her. She's definitely made it possible. What are your favorite apps for creating posts? I don't use that many apps. Okay, I'm not a. I don't. I download all of them. I never use them, so I just stopped downloading. The only one I really use for posts is, and I been using it for a couple of years, is Snapseed. I use Snapseed. I think it's like $10. That's in terms of filtering. I've been using that for 10 years or so. Not 10 years, good 5 years. Snapseed. I also use an app that used to be called Over, and I actually learned this from someone that I coached. I was coaching her, and she told me about Over. Now it's been rebranded, bought out by what's called GoDaddy Studio. That I use as well. Okay, and that takes some time to learn. It's not easy, and I actually wrote about that in my book, The Consistency Pill, where it took me like 8 months of using it, maybe 6 or 8 months of using it. Finally, figured out something so basic to do I didn't know. And that's an example of consistency creates mastery. You do something once, you're not going to figure out something so basic. I was spending such a long-winded, dumb way to do something, and then it took me 6 months to realize, oh, I could actually have done it this way. So GoDaddy Studio is probably the other one, and I use captions a little bit, not that much. Oh, it's funny. Every time I speak, I get it's cold here, but in LA, but it is I get warm and fired up. So I don't know if you all see me on my Facebook page. If not, that is unfortunate because maybe this thing didn't work out. But I think a lot of you are watching it right now. All right. Any other questions? Just feel free to jot it in right here. Let's see. How do we juggle all the platforms? That's a great question. I would not. You know what? Hold on. My live event didn't go live. So funny. How do I just? Okay. You know what? That sucks. My live event that I set up did not go live. Technical issues. So 1 second here. So the answer to the question is: don't juggle all the platforms. Master one before you go and try to do everything. Most people try to do all the platforms, and it doesn't work because it's a learning curve. So I would recommend to go and just focus on one, get good at it before you go to the next one. All right. And you know what? I'm bummed. I set up an event in Facebook and it didn't work because I missed something. And I mean, that's an example of consistency creates mastery, where you need to do something repetitively over and over again to get good at it. And trust me, I plan to do these Ask Me Anything. I think they're pretty fun. Hey, if this is helpful, drop in a 1 in the comments, right? If you found this cool, I'll do it again. I think the more I do these, I'll get better and better at it. So, and sorry if I'm looking off the screen. I'm looking at the questions here. But let me share this into the page. Here we go. Hey, being fully transparent now, I have no idea what the heck I'm doing. Technically, obviously, it didn't work. So, but all right. Let's see. What are the top books that help you in MLM? So some of the top books that help me out is when I first started. It also depends on what time. When I first started, it was just like prospecting skills, selling one-on-one. How to sell anything. Selling one-on-one was a big part of it. The psychology of selling. Advanced Selling Strategies by Brian Tracy. The Sales Bible by Jeffrey Gitomer. And it's all about mindset. And afterwards, Think and Grow Rich, which I didn't understand at the beginning. The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. And then that's when I realized that it was all about mindset, right? You can have the skills. And I've knew a lot of people in my business that had skills but didn't make any money. And a lot of people who didn't have skills became very, very successful because it's up here. Courtney, my friend, great to see you. Good to see you here. So it is by probably the book of all those books, the ones I still go back to is Think and Grow Rich. Like all these selling books, I feel like I've mastered it. The Purple Cow by Seth Godin is a really good, really big one that taught me how you have to stand out, how to win friends and influence people. Of course, and by the way, if you're in network marketing, you got to win these. Or actually, if you're in any business, you have to win how to win friends and influence people. Actually, hold on. If you want to be any decent human being, you need to read How to Win Friends and Influence People. Okay, that's how important that is. But books are always about different stages in life. Most of those books, like when I read How to Win Friends and Influence People, Rich Dad Poor Dad, that totally changed my mind. Right? I was like, wow, this is life changing. If I read it today, I'd be like, whatever. That book's not that bad, not that all that, because I've grown. But Think and Grow Rich is a book I still go back to. Okay. And then it's once in a while I still go back to How to Win Friends and Influence People. Xander, great to see you. Ask Me Anything. Welcome. And sorry if I don't necessarily reply all to your comments, because sometimes I don't see your names. Okay. So I apologize for that. What league magnets do you use to get emails? Yeah, I have different league magnets. I have something. If you want, type in the Playbook, something newly released, online recruiting playbook, free. It is 34 pages of good stuff about scripts, what to use to recruit online, and I make it all for free for you. If you want it, just drop in Playbook in the comments, and I'll get it to you. Also have the consistency system, okay? 7 components of the consistency system. If you want that, drop in system in the comments. So I'm always looking to offer, in terms of getting emails, offer value. Right? You got to offer value. You got to give. Okay, so question, I'm sorry if I don't see your name here. When you first launched your business through social media, what were some keys when looking back you did well and also wish you had done? So what I did well was letting people know who I was. Okay. So I was never, like, I'm an open book. I'm very honest. So if things are not working out well, I'll let people know. If I felt like I was down, I was struggling, with relationships, I would let people know about it. If I was, about to get married, like I trusted everyone on social media like a friend, even I don't meet you. I'll let you know what my life is like. Just kind of like this Ask Me Anything here, where some of this technical screw ups. I set up a Facebook event that didn't go live, so I'm sorry it just screwed up. Right? I'm very transparent with my mistakes and what I screwed up, so that has always worked well because people want to know who you are. Something I could have done better was I'm an introverted person, so I actually don't like to engage and comment back and start conversations. I'm a shy, quiet person. Right? I have to step outside my comfort. I know some of you may be shocked. I have to step outside my comfort zone to message people back. Right? So I probably could have done more at the beginning, and then some people I didn't reply back immediately. Took me a while to get back to them. That I could definitely have done better. All right, Xander. You know what? I keep seeing ads about attraction marketing. They discourage cold messaging. Well, what are your thoughts about it? So that is totally, that is great marketing copy, and I don't want to offend anyone that's in attraction marketing. But ultimately, everyone cold messages, right? When is it cold message, meaning like it's a total stranger and I'm going to message you? Yeah, that's cold messaging. But if you are providing value, like Xander, if I message you out of the blue, is that a cold message? Right? You can say that's not a cold message because you're on my live video. You kind of know who I am. You're on my social media. You see my profile. You see my kids. You see my dog. You see what I do every day. So it's not, I do baseball, my boys. You're probably not. So you would say, that is not cold messaging. But I would say that is cold messaging because I don't know you. I've actually never met you before, Xander. You're a cold market, right? So it is, the term cold marketing is very loose. It depends on how you define it. If you just say like randomly just message people, yeah, I agree. That doesn't work, right? Attraction marketing is, to make it simple, it's just like anything in the world. Just give value. If you're a person of value, people will come to you, right? And I have to add one thing. If you have intention just to give value, hoping it'll come back to you, that never works. But if you just give value and when you least expect it, often that comes back to you. Right? So what I mean by that, if I'm doing this Ask Me Anything, hoping if I just Ask Me Anything, I'm going to get new coaching clients and new people to join purpose-driven networkers. I'm going to get all these new leads. Normally, it doesn't work that way. if I'm like doing this live video, right, ask me anything, and I just want to give value because I deep down in my heart, I want to serve and have a positive impact, help you in any of your way. And I don't care what type of leads and what results I get. Generally, with that type of mindset, you you benefit. So it's like a paradox. The more you want a result and you want to give because you want something back, it doesn't work. But the more you give and you don't care about what result you want, you actually get that result. There's one of those paradoxes in life, and that's why they say one of the keys to wealth is to give money away. But if you give money away to hope to get more money back, that never works. If you give money away because you really don't care about the money, don't want it, it actually comes to you. Okay, this is a very similar concept to that. So Xander, hopefully that's helpful. David, so I see so many people telling me to automate project, broadcast, mass emails, mass text. So David, like I think knowing where you are starting at your stage right now, it's you have to understand that. And this is again going back to a lot of the questions. Mona, good to see you. I know Courtney, you're an introvert too. It's incredible, right? Knowing where you are, I think for 90% of the people who are new, you get overwhelmed with information. And this is saying you need to be reminded more than to learn new things, right? So with David, your stuff right now, you need to start recruiting. I know you're a purpose-driven networker. You need to recruit and build sales. Forget about the automation, project workers. Do whatever it takes to get a sign up. How can you get more presentations a week so that you can get signups? You can get sales. That's all that matters. Now, if automation helps out, yeah, but also you know that takes time, right? You may be part-time. You may only have 1 hour, 2 hours a day to do the business. Should you spend the time to figure out automation? Or you can spend time to go get a customer this week. You know, most of the leaders who are successful, they focus, and this is something that my mentor really helped me out. He's like, Simon, go get your check this week. Go, what can you do to get $100 check this week? And do that. Now, I always say, well, if I did this, I could make more money down the road. He said, no, don't worry about down the road. It's this week. What can you do? The most efficient use of your time is to make a $100 check this week. Now, if you hit 100, you push it. So what can you do to get $200 check this week? Well, I want to create websites. I went, no, get $200. So that's my advice for you, David. Stay focused, hit that income goal, and you know, in business and a lot of, especially in network marketing, it's a very boring business. Okay, it's very boring. It's a very simple and boring business. It's doing the same thing over and over and over again. Now, it does get interesting because you meet different people, but it's doing the same thing. And when people get in trouble is they want to reinvent the wheel, do different things. They get bored and they want to try different things, and they take themselves off they're on the path. They're actually about to create momentum, but they get bored. Okay, you would have to do the same thing over and over and over again. And that's why most people fail, because most people don't have the attention span. They get bored. Coach Mondo, my friend, what's up? Hey, just ask me anything. You can ask me whatever you want. First time I'm doing this. So you can ask me business questions, prospecting questions, personal questions, whatever you want. So that, Courtney, what can you do this week? Yes, you know, this sales, what can you do to increase your check this week, right? You set these weekly goals. How can I get a little bit better today, a little bit better tomorrow? And you hit that goal last week. So how can you get a little bit better this week? And you build on that. And if you over a span of like 6 months, you can get a lot better. So hey, anyway, welcome everyone to Ask Me Anything. If you have a question, post it in there. And I apologize to some of you on the comments. I can't see your names because it won't show. StreamYard's not showing me the names here, but I'm sure we will get this sorted out. Okay. First time. Hey, remember, every master was a disaster. You don't need to be great to get started, but you do need to get started in order to be great. I think that is, if you're going to take away from that, that's one of the lessons that has helped me out. All right. If you have a question, just drop it in there and I'll answer any questions you have. Mona, good to see you. Yeah, Courtney, thank you for sharing that with your team. And I think right now we're in the distraction economy, right? We get distracted, constant notifications, constant distractions. And the ones in the day of age where we're constantly distracted, the people who can stay focused will always win. The ones who are jumping around to different things, they'll never win. And even like David, getting back, you sharing different strategies, you'll never win. The one who stays focused, those are the ones that win. What's the one thing you do when you get stuck in a rut? Okay, one thing I do when I get stuck in a rut, that's a great question. Because I still get stuck in a rut all the time. Number one, you know what? one of the key things is I talk about the consistency system. By the way, if you have a copy of this cheat sheet, drop in system in the comments. I'll send to you, which is the most important component is accountability. We all need accountability. We all need a partner, right? So I talk to my accountability partner and I vent. And then normally that really makes me feel better. So in fact, I actually have a call my accountability partner on Thursday at 11 a.m. my time. My friend Dave, he's the owner of a company, big company that's that they did like 800% return. Really excited for him. So just talking to him gets me out of the rut. Okay, it's the commodity, the people, right? You can't get out of the rut if you're by yourself. Like if you want to work out in the gym, you're by yourself. It's hard to get in a rut. Start working out with different people, motivate you, who are better than you, inspire you. That'll lift you up. Would you recommend people do live videos or make short form videos like reels? You know what? They're both great. Live videos are great. Short form video reels are awesome. The key, whatever is easiest for you, Xander, to stay consistent. All right, I think they're both great. You can take a live video and then chop it up into small, short reels, but that does take time, right? It does take time. So whatever's most convenient where you can go every day. And I recommend every day because that's when you get good at it. For me to do this, just talking off the cuff, I didn't happen overnight. I've done over 10,000 presentations live. Right? A lot of you are on my daily pep talk. I've been going live again at 8:25 a.m. Eastern. That's 5 a.m. in the morning my time. I go live 5 days a week, 52 weeks of the year. Right? Even on holidays, I go live. That's how you get good. So choose whatever you want. You want to do live videos, reels. I actually find live videos a lot easier because I just hop on and talk for 2 minutes. Okay, that's me personally. Well, reels, I figure I have to do some creativity. And generally what happens, if you do something over and over again, then you realize this, like in 30 days, and don't expect any results, right? A mistake that people make is they do something, they want results right away. You may do live videos for 30 minutes, and then you for 30 days, and like, sorry, man, I can't stand live videos, but I got all these great ideas to do reels now. There you go. Or you can do reels for 30 days. So you know what? Actually, live videos are a lot better. The purpose of the first 30 days is to develop your style and your voice. All right. How do you reward activity of your team before? I'd like to know. Was it money, gift, time? You know, it's your money, books. I never give money. I give books. I give books away. But rewarding activity, just recognition, announcing the name. I remember every time, I was a top leader and the company put my name in the email, I would celebrate. I was looking forward to that. I think the email came out every Wednesday. I was excited for that. Simple recognition could do big things. How do you speed up rapport and asking the magic script? If you have issues speeding up rapport, David, a bit of connection, just ask using the magic script, ask for the invite right away. Okay. If you have to ask that question, it's time to just send them the invite. And you know what? I did not bring any water here. So, all right. And I don't have a way to message my wife. Tell her to bring some water. How do we get a consistency cheat sheet again? If you're watching on Instagram, DM me. I'll send it to you, Xander. Can I explain Clam? Okay, Clam is if you send me a message, I'll send you a blog post I wrote about it. You go to someone's post, just talk about Facebook. You comment, right? If someone comments on your social media post, what do you normally do? You find out who commented. You'll check you out. You like it, you comment, you like, and then you add them as a friend, and you send them a message. That's Clam, and that's where you can add people. Right? You comment, like, add message. Or Instagram, you can heart, right? Heart. And then you follow them and send them a message. Does that help? You know what? I just figured it out. If I'm on my other laptop and I send my wife a message, she can get one of my boys to go and give me some water. Justice Chidobo. Hey, good to see you. Congrats on your success, Justice. Great to see you on here. And all right. Clam is a form of co-messaging. Yes, it is a form of co-messaging. Yes, it is. Xander, I would stop thinking about, let me share with you about co-messaging. Stop thinking about co-messaging, co-market. Everyone's a co-market. All right? Everyone's a co-market. My wife was a co-market. I didn't know her, a stranger. My close friends was a cold market. My neighbor was a cold market. Everyone's a cold market. There's nothing form of cold messaging. All right. Now, see, think about this. The key to cold messaging is the content you put out. Right? Now, if you message me, Xander, and I don't even know your profile, you message me and I click on your profile and I look at your profile, I don't even know who you are. There's no posts out there. There's no value. I'm not inspired. I don't feel like I get to know you. I don't feel like I get to know you, like you. I definitely not trust you. Then you're whatever, block, whatever, ignore. But if I click on your profile and you got good content, oh, this is interesting. Wow, this is good. Well, I can learn that. That's pretty cool. You make something that makes me laugh. Then when you talk to me, I'll be more open to talking to you, right? So how you show up on social media is a big part. That's your basically your business card, your profile, right? If I click on your profile, and I've never clicked on your profile before, Xander, and I feel like I don't even know who Xander is. Who is this person? Well, he seems very salesy, selling, or he's trying to sell me something. Whatever. But if you feel like, wow, you're posting stuff I like, it's pretty value, it's pretty useful, then all right, I'll listen to you. Where do you park your car? Well, a question. Where I park my cars? I park my cars in the driveway. Okay, I'm a very simple person. I don't like fancy cars. I like old cars that get beat up and used up. This is not water. It's tea in here. Okay, can you bring me other water bottle? Get a new water bottle, fill it up. Or give me one of your propels. That's my boy. How do you encourage others to make business with me if you still don't have results? That's a great question, Lovely. Okay, Sanchez. I love you, Lovely. I love your name, Lovely. Like the name. So, it's not about results. It's about conviction. Every leader had 0 results. And whether it's network marketing or, Elon Musk never had any results before he started, SpaceX, right? Elon Musk never had any results selling cars before he started Tesla. It's not about results. If you think about results, it's because you've been programmed in school, in your job. You need results to convince people. You don't need results. What you do need is your conviction, your confidence in your vision of who you're going to be. That's what's important. Okay, it's not. And if you message me, Lovely, I have a very in-depth training I can send to you. Okay, that teaches you how to develop that. It's not about results because when I first started, I had 0 results. Okay, but I have confidence. I talk about my book. People buy your change, your commitment, your consistency. Okay, show up every day. I don't know if Angelo's on here, Christine. If they show up every day, people think you're successful. You show up every day, talk about great things, sharing, reading every day, sharing what you learned, sharing how you're growing. That's how I started with online marketing. I had like an easy email to all my friends. I blasted all my friends, sharing again, personal stuff. And a little bit about my business, like things are exciting. I'm growing. I'm learning about this sales strategy. My friends started noticing I've been reading a lot, and they got curious. Okay, I had 0 results. No one had any results. Sanchez. When I went to the Philippines, I had no results. But people buy a conviction and your confidence in your dream and vision. Do you use fancy microphones, lighting? I don't know if they're fancy. I just have a light. I do have a decent mic. But you know what? The fancy microphones and lighting doesn't make you successful. It's up here that makes you. It's your confidence and courage that makes you successful. It's how you show up every day that makes you successful. But I do have lighting and I do have a mic. Right? But I'm in a garage. Yes, I converted my garage. They're just normal lights. They're not fancy. Thank you. They're not any fancy lights. They're just normal LED lights I bought on Amazon. Okay, and I do have a little like those ring lights. Right now I'm just using a phone, my phone, and also a Logitech wide cam camera for $100. Xander, Filipinos. Hey, I love Filipinos and Filipinas. Philippines is one of the best places. Okay, I miss it. I've been there over 11 times, 12 times. I've been there, 10 times in a 2-year span. It's been a while since I've been there, but I definitely would love to go back. Okay, so the bookcase, the garage is all part of the books I read, right? Like if you read a lot and you share a lot, getting back to Miss Sanchez, your question, if you share a lot and show up all the time, people will buy you, right? People buy your change, commitment, consistency. So even if you're not, see, the key is even if you're not successful, even if you haven't made any money, you guys show up like you're successful. That's the key. All right, you guys show up every day. Because it's never always going to be like this. It's going to be up and down, up and down. Even when you're down, struggling, you have to go out there and show up like you're successful. That's the key. All right. Any other questions? I said I was going to go for 30 minutes. And it's about up, but I'll take a couple more questions. Terry Harper, good to see you, my friend. It's late for me. It's late for you. And maybe this time I'll experiment doing a different time. But this is a good time, I figured, to do it. It's right before my bedtime. All right. I'll hop on for another minute or two before we end this. You have no other questions. Hey, how many of you will love me? Drop in the how many of you will love me to do more of these? To be more of these? Because this is something I'm considering doing. Right? I'm just changing things up and just to get to know you better. Who was my favorite interview? There's a lot of favorite interviews. Courtney, you. Courtney Luber was a great interview. I remember that. You go follow her. She's commenting right now. I remember went live and she got the boom. It was like a couple thousand followers immediately within seconds. That was pretty cool. I remembered the favorite interview. There's so many, and it all depends on what time and stage. The one I just did this week's, go check it out. Melissa Collins. I thought that was very good. She talked about personal branding. Okay. Jordan Adler, Richard Brooke. Probably my first year. Because interviewing the people, I learned a lot too. So that was helpful. I just did one with Chris Widener coming up next week. So a lot. Holton Buggs. I actually went to his house to do that one. That was very memorable. 2017. How did you come up with the title of your book, Consistency Pill? Great question. So I believe in standing out, being different. You got to be different and edgy. Can't be the same. So, I'm a coach of people in direct selling, and a lot of people in direct selling, network marketing, are into health supplements, right? It's health. And so all the products in the world are not going to make you sick. You'll have great products, but none of that, it can make you healthier, but none of that's going to make you a lot of money unless you're consistent. You got to, everyone's worried about what supplements and what nutrition, whatever to take. But if you don't have the consistency pill, taking that pill, the extra pill to stay, I think, what can you do? What's the missing link? And I know the missing link is consistency. So that's how the name came up, the consistency pill. Yes, I'm super grateful for Esther. Yes, Courtney, an awesome friend. Do you have plans to write a next book? I do, but maybe not. Yes, I definitely do. So, and I actually wanted to write a book years ago, but it was, I just didn't get around to it because of other priorities. So I was, but definitely many, many books in the pipeline. But it's just staying focused and Terry, that's just staying focused and on your goals. And so for one of the keys is like this year, right? The next 6 months, this next 12 months, writing a book is not on the goals. So I'm not touching it, right? Staying focused on your goals. Like I said, success is boring. It's doing the same thing over and over again. You're having a goal and working on the activity over and over again, not being distracted. Because, I watched the video, I heard a podcast, I want to do this now. Stay focused. Tammy, you're welcome. Glad it's helpful. How did you come up with the logo? Great question. How came up with the logo? I went to 99 Designs and I paid $1,000, and it was like an open auction bid. And whoever came up with the best design would win the $1,000. And a whole bunch of people submitted it, and that was the winning design. Came in last minute. All right, that's how I came up with it. So one thing I've learned is don't be cheap, right? If you want to get cheap, you get cheap results. So when I submitted that proposal, I submitted the maximum. I think the maximum project, I think it was maybe $1,200 project. I wanted the best designs, right? And you can say I can get a design for $200, $100, but I always want to go with the best. I think you get what you pay for. If you get cheap, you get cheap. Courtney, I think the staying bored, get bored. We all get bored. That's where accountability comes in, having routines and having someone help you stay focused. Have I had my family in my videos? Absolutely. Or, in these videos, definitely they have. I've done reels of my family. Yes. Thank you. You love the logo. Yes. And it was like a 1 week something, 1 week competition. And the last minute, it was like the last day, just someone submitted this. Some person from Poland submitted it. My boys gave me this water bottle. I didn't even think this water bottle was clean. I didn't even know I was drinking electrolytes, but this water bottle on the edge did not seem very clean. But that's it was how it is with three boys. All right, we have 5 more minutes. Any other questions? I'll do more. Yes, Dave, thank you for the comments. Okay. And please share this and get more people on. Okay. And next time I will set up the Facebook Live event much better than it turned out. I think a lot of people weren't able to get on because I screwed up the event. But hey, I know kids. Kids are, it's God never tests you beyond what you can bear. That's what I've learned. It's all about learning and growing. What's the most expensive card behind me? Oh, yeah, I like these questions. Okay, none of these cards are very expensive. These are all not expensive cards. So my hero was Don Mattingly growing up as a kid. Okay, I'm a shy, quiet Asian kid from Brooklyn, New York. I was a big baseball fan. And so the most expensive, these are all cards are probably worth $1, no, 10 cents, 5 cents. These are all from the 1980s. If everything 1980s baseball cards are basically worthless. Okay, except for maybe a couple. So when I first got back into cards, Don Mattingly's my hero. I bought 100 Don Mattingly cards for $10. So I just want to put them as decoration. Maybe this card I bought for 30 months. I bought for $1. Actually, you know what? Maybe there's a couple Greg Netto's cards from 1970, 1972, some like 70. That may be $1. Hey, Courtney, it's great to see you too. But I do have some more expensive cards that are here. I'll show you some cooler stuff here. Let me see. Yeah. So this is cool. This is the late Bill Russell, one of the greatest centers. He's an autograph card. Okay, this was like a couple $100, but it's probably a lot more than that now since he just passed away last year. Here's another Bill Russell autograph card right here. This is pretty nice and gold ink. Willie Mays autograph card. So, I like it. The cards. I got back into it during the pandemic. It's keeps me young. Yes, and I do have a bunch of LeBron James rookies. Yes, I do have LeBron James rookies. And you know what? I think LeBron James, I didn't like him at the beginning, but I really respect him because of the fact that his sons are really good as well. There's a lot of people who are great, and then they're not great fathers. But the fact that they're fathers and do that is really impressive. So Flora Maria, your question, how do we invite people more successful than us? I'll send you a script, Flora. If you message me, DM me, I'll send you a script. But basically says, hey, you reach out to someone who's very successful. Say, you know what? You're one of my business, here's a script. Our business is expanding, and we're looking for smart, successful people. And you're one of the smartest people I know. Would you be open to learning more about what we're doing? Okay, it's similar to that, but the important thing is you edify them. Our business is expanding, and we're looking for people who are smart, business successful, and business-minded like you. Would you be open to taking a quick 5 minutes to take a quick look at what we're doing? That's it. And they can say yes or no. If they say yes, then you present to them. If they no, then make sure you respect them. Don't bother them. Okay, because if you bother them, then they're never going to answer you again. Oh, is it question of these baseballs? Yes, that's the chicken. These baseballs are from different tournaments. Well, the ones in cases, this was a gift from a little league team that I coached. Uh, this one is from we won a major tournament. Okay, but the rest of them, these are I start getting to collecting things, are different brands with different imprints on them. So like this is by Bonet. This one's by Wilson U-Triple-S with different stamps on them, and normally come from different tournaments in different places. Okay, so that's what they are. So here's one that's like a simple diamond, very basic. This one's the older high school CIF Southern sections with different prints on them. So I think I was traumatized when I was young. My brother and I we had like one baseball, and if we went to the trees, our day was over. So my boys don't know. I always share that story with my boys, and that was over. We couldn't play anymore. We had one ball. All right. I think that's it. You have any last question before I hop off? I love the questions. I love the personal questions. Personal questions. I love those about baseball, about cards, something different. Makes it fun. Thank you, Dave, for those. Hey, if this is helpful, you find a lot of wisdom here. Share this. Go share this. Please share this. You want me to do this? Want to get? Go hit the share button. Share with other people. I think other people get a lot of value. Your teammates, your friends. Okay. Did you play any? That's a good. Did I play any positions other than pitching? David, you got to go back to the first page of the book. I actually did not play baseball. Did not pitch. Okay. My parents wanted me to study and didn't allow me to play Little League because they're afraid I was going to distract me from school. So, but I played with my friends and I wasn't that good. But I played eventually. When I got older, I played basketball. And basketball is a sport you can pick up later on. I practiced a lot and I ended up playing college basketball. What am I under Instagram is Simon W. Chan. You can check out the stuff. I do reels. I do a lot of posting there. Simon W. Chan's on Instagram. Okay, it's also my Facebook, Simon W. Chan. Ed Miguel, my friends, great to see you. I miss you. I miss the Philippines a lot. That's what I miss. Good, great times. It's a little bit difficult now with the kids and so much activities. My son has a big, packed baseball schedule coming up. Especially the next until August. But David, I didn't pitch. Okay. But you know what? I learned from events, from coaching, from other coaches, from YouTube, and just investing lessons for my son, and then just seeing what other people do. And then I've learned to be able to coach little kids. Okay. But definitely, I would not say I'm qualified. I cannot qualify. I can coach on the Little League level, but definitely not higher than that. All right. I guess I'll time. I keep saying last questions. I really enjoyed the time with you all. Okay. I almost kind of don't want to end, but I do have to go to bed. And I'll be back live at 8:25 a.m. in the morning for a pep talk. All right. So anyway, I appreciate you for being here. Couple things. If you want the playbook, drop in playbook in the comments. It is free. 30 pages about how to online recruiting, all the good stuff. I just wrote this the last month or so. Let me drop in playbook in the comments. And then you have the consistency system cheat sheet as well. Any goal you want to set, make sure you apply these 7 components. So I'll send them out to you. I might actually have to walk Obi, my dog, and then put the kids to bed and go to bed soon. Be up in 8 hours from now. I'll be back live. So Mona, good night. Appreciate you all. Hey, share this with your teams and go out there, have a positive impact on someone's life. God bless you all. Take care.